First of all, we're going to run through a summary of what we understand is going on with our parish council. And then we're going to ask you for questions if there's any clarification of the information that we've got. Then we've got some suggestions about what we think we should do as a community going forward. But we would like you to have an input in that, because we can't be complaining about lack of consulting from the parish council and then doing the very same thing ourselves. And then let's have a beer, a little bit of community chat time, pick up, what the feelings of the room are. So first of all, we're not a poor parish. You wouldn't believe it to look at the state of the place, would you, at the moment? But the last balance sheet produced by the parish council showed that they got net assets of 657,000, and that's the balance sheet of the 7th of December. We've got many issues that need money, and need money now to improve our lot. And get a better return for us, the community. Now we want to increase our rates to the highest rates in the district, and it's 2 times higher than the South Bucks average. And it's just ridiculous. You can see the graph, we're clearly above everybody. So there are many things that we believe need attention now. Now they're not all the responsibility of the parish council, but they're not even lobbying on our behalf to get some of these things fixed. Iver High Street, closed shops. It's looking pretty bad up there at the moment, but the key issue is there's no parking. So if nobody can park, they're not going in the shops. So where's the plan for the council to help our parking? Our street lighting's awful and pretty dangerous in places. People are falling over. Recreation space. We've got a pavilion down the road, but it's underutilised, and we could do a lot better. We're not actually going to win the prettiest village in Bucks, are we, at the moment? St Peter's Church is full, so there's no more burials. So what are they doing about buying some more land to enable that to happen? There's potholes in the side roads all over the place, some of which are down to the parish council, some of them are down to county. But again, on our behalf, they should be lobbying and getting these things fixed. And traffic calming is essential. We've got more HGVs coming through here than a lot of places, and it's wrecking the place. So these are all issues that residents of the Ivers have raised, and they've done it on Facebook and various consultations, but they're just ignoring us. And we've really just had enough. So the failure to maintain the parish, we've got a consistent raising of rates, we've got an underspend of allocated budgets, that just equals incompetence. And we're fed up with it. You can see these lines, you probably won't see them, but basically this is the level of underspend. So they set a budget at the beginning of the year and say this is what we're going to spend our money on. And back in 2011, they underspent by 40,000. In 15, they underspent by 100,000. That's our money, and yet they want 9.5% more. It's ludicrous. 9.5% more. It's ludicrous. So this is the brainwave that they've now come up with, which is let's buy the police station, because the police are quitting their property in Iver, and let's borrow. I'll take you through the figures. But before we do that, it's not needed, it's not wanted, it's not been asked for, it's not planned, it's not thought through, and it's not communicated effectively. Hands up in the room who knew the details on this police station before the leaflet started. Yeah? So 1. Great. I think that really just summarises the point there. And I think it's not now, not ever. How dare they spend our money on something that we don't want or need? The numbers are quite interesting. They've been planning for 10 months, believe it or not, to purchase the police station for £750,000, £750,000. They intend to use £250,000 of our money to fund it, and then they're going to put us in debt of £500,000 we're paying over 27 years, which means we're faced with rates raises, for the next 27 years. Can't do anything about it. And it'll take 25 years to pay off. If you look at the statement the council have actually sent out, the words are something like, when we bought the police station, we will consult with the residents and ask them what they want to do with it. I mean, what sort of plan is that? All meetings that concern the purchase of the police station have been handled in part 2 of the Iver Parish Council meetings. And part 2 is what we are all excluded from. The chairperson decides what is in part 1 and what is in part 2. And nobody here, we've tried to go to meetings, has been invited or been able to go to part 2. So the details, we just don't know. We've gleaned this from getting Freedom of Information Acts. We've got the documents from the police which show I mean, they're going to go ahead and do this. I'm absolutely convinced within 2 or 3 weeks, the news will come out. There's also some tactics being used. We think they're using fear to gain support. With some of our residents, they've been asked to support the police station purchase on the basis it will ensure a police presence in the Ivers. That it will only be maintained, that police presence, if we have the police station. Well, Paul was at a meeting on the 3rd of April at Iver Parish Council with Superintendent Yvette Hitch of Thames Valley Police, who stated that they would maintain the presence in the Ivers regardless of whether or not we bought or the council bought the police station. So that's a total crock of ridiculous statements. Yeah, I want to say that word, but I'm aware I might upset people. So let's just put that one to bed. Buy it or not, we will still have a police presence. Don't know what size it is, but we will still have it. This is the engagement that they believe they've now had with all of us here. This is from their website, and basically there's the words here are 201 surveys were returned, and the results are 79% agreed with the purchase and 21% were not in agreement. I mean, we've got a population of about 10,500, so 201 is less than 2%.
What was that, friends and family?
Probably, yeah. 200, it's just ridiculous. They call that engagement, they call that consultation, but it's not. It's pathetic. So it isn't communication and it isn't democracy, and that's where we really get cross about it. We've got 564 signatures online, and we've got 75 signatures actually collected from the chip shop. So we've got 639 people that are definitely against the purchase of the police station. That's 3 times more than they got feedback from, and yet they're not listening to us. So we haven't been effectively consulted, and they have paid, Iver Parish Council have paid absolute lip service to us as a community. So we haven't been effectively consulted, and they have paid, Iver Parish Council have paid absolute lip service to us as a community. And that's why we've got the website, angryivers.com, because we're really angry about it. But we can't be angry forever, we've got to do something about it. So this is just, welcome to Iver. These are our shops. You know, it's not within the remit of the parish council to pay people's rates and rents. But why aren't they coming up with a business plan to give us better parking that will help these shopkeepers and encourage new shops coming in? 20 years ago we had a great butcher's shop with a greengrocer's. We're a fantastic place. My concern is, I mean, I'm getting on a bit, another 20 years time, I don't want to be getting on the bus to Uxbridge or Slough. I'll walk down High Street and get my groceries. And it's just, you know, the guy who opened the cobbler shop on High Street, he really had a go. But nobody's going to walk 2 miles or a mile to go and get a pair of shoes repaired. You know, there's no parking. It's just nonsense. So I think I said, got ahead of myself there. So where is the parish plan to sort this out? Where is the ounce of initiative that we need from our councillors to actually help our community and make it a better place for us all to live? As far as I can see, there is none. They're doing what they want. I think the police station is a vanity project. They could put their name on it and say, we bought that. Well, it's no good to us. We don't want it. How do we stop it? Can we stop it? We don't know. Project. They could put their name on it and say, we bought that. Well, it's no good to us. We don't want it. How do we stop it? Can we stop it? We don't know. So, in summary, Citizen Smith, we're angry. We're tired of Iver Parish Council doing what they want. We're tired of Iver Parish Council spending our rates without proper consultation. We're tired of glaring issues within the Ivers that are ignored by our parish council. We're concerned that we have the highest rates in the district, and we're concerned that the parish council are about to take us into long-term debt. Now, that is quite a lot to be concerned about. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay.
What is happening to the current premises that they're in? Are they keeping that, or are they flogging that, or
It's
what?
part of the deal. So for the 750,000, what we understand is it includes the police station and the house at the back, okay, which is currently their office. The other thing is that we can't find another parish council that actually own their own offices. You've got a youth pavilion in the park. Why aren't we meeting there?
Exactly.
We've managed to have 5 meetings in the last 4 weeks. We've found places, Village Hall, you know, yeah, so Iver Centre, there's lots of places. We don't need it.
You have, I don't know whether you can see this one. This is actually a full graph of all the parish councils in South Bucks. And while Iver is the highest, you'll see that we are not the only one who's up there in the top numbers.
I don't care. I live in it.
I am using the mic, I'm sorry. It's not twice the average rate. If it was twice the average rate, you'd be paying £140 extra, or not extra, you'd be paying £140, Councillor.
Well, that graph does actually tell you that it's almost half the average rate.
Well,
look at the graph, I can...
But you can see that there are other high ones there.
Oh, there's one high one.
I don't want to get into this. You've been very selective with your information.
Absolutely, you started the
Maybe because we've had no information from you guys.
And can I just correct one thing? The money that is used to borrow, the money that's used to buy any property has to come from the Public Works Loan Board, and the rate of interest is fixed at the time for the period of the loan on depreciating capital.
Including Brexit?
Oh yeah. It's got nothing to do with that. It will be on the day. The interest rate will be fixed at around about 2% as it is.
And is it right if we want to pay that off early, because you keep raising the rates and getting more money in the bank? If we want to pay that off early, that debt, we basically end up paying a huge penalty for
There is a
it.
penalty, which is why we have not paid off the Jubilee Pavilion.
Yeah.
Burnham has got their own premises. Many of the other parish councils bought their places years ago, or they've inherited places, so they don't pay any rent or lease. If the parish council doesn't do something, we're going to have to rent something else. Now, what do you think is going to happen to rent?
We've got a lot of empty shops. They would make a really nice office in the heart of our community. You're paying at the moment £7,000 a year rent for the house that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our repayments on this loan are something like £27,000 a year. Plus there's a running cost of £26,000 a year, because I've read the documents, which is electric and
Well,
facilities.
we're paying that anyway.
We're not paying at that level for a building of that size.
And is it just the amount of the loan to buy it, or is it all the rates on it?
It's just the
Insurance and...
One moment, I'll just get that person's question.
Can I just ask one quick straightforward thing? At the moment you're using the house...
One second. Who asked the question?
Okay, I was asking, is it just the cost of the premises that you're paying out of the money, or is it also insurance rates?
Yes, it'll be insurance. Sorry.
So it's even more than the 750,000 then?
That's just the cost of the sale. Those are the running costs, which, you know.
So that's extra. Yeah, so even more than.
There are actually 8 members of staff. There are four staff in the office and there are 4 groundsmen.
Okay, thank you. On behalf of the meeting, to our councillors that are here, thank you for coming. You know, this is a personal attack on you guys, because being a parish councillor, I think, could be a really thankless task. You put your own time and effort in, you volunteers, and you get beaten by sticks by residents when we're not happy. What we want to do out of this is actually open up a dialogue so that you can help us understand what's going on with our rates, and we can use whatever association we come up with to act as a communication conduit between the residents of the Ivers and you. Because at the moment, you don't seem to be listening and you don't seem to be communicating. As I said, this isn't personal, this is about trying to improve everybody's lot.
We've got residence groups a residence group in Richings Park, we've got a residence group in Iver Heath. There is nothing but this anxious, angry, whatever, here. And I agree with you. I mean, I've been a parish councillor for probably much too long, but I've got history in this place. And one of the first things I did, and it was in the days before computers, it was looking at the state of the roads and the vehicles using the roads when they were doing manual turning counts. They used to do them every year, and I used to get those. And it was partly because of the work that I did that we got the traffic, the weight restrictions on Bangors Road South and some of the other roads. I have the same frustration as you do.
Councillor, can I just ask you a couple of questions,
Go on,
please?
yeah.
Thank you for turning up.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only
Okay,
one.
well, whoever else is here as well, just... Well, I think they could probably hear, I don't know. Just a couple of questions. Can you confirm that you do agree with that balance sheet of 620 and change in the bank or invested somewhere?
No, the money comes in, but it goes out.
So there's 621,000, you agree, 621,000, you don't agree with that balance sheet? You don't? Why not? It's your balance sheet.
Yeah, but that was then. That was
That was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I know, but we
So what is it now?
the money comes in.
I know, so what is it now? How many?
491,000.
So you spent 130,000 in 2 months? Have you really? How did you manage to do that?
And you're just about to get to the other half of your precept coming in, so it will soon be topped up.
And just the last question, because there are lots of people here with lots of questions. Did none of you councillors consider that a spend of £750,000 was not exceptional, out of the way, that you felt you could just go ahead and deal with it?
Volunteers who tried their best. They followed a process with regards to the police station. And did they communicate it clearly?
No.
Absolutely not. You have a valid point. Absolutely not.
And they don't answer questions at
So
meetings.
there has to be, and here's where I'm agreeing with you, there has to be a forum that's a positive forum.
Was the forum?
We went to the
Well,
AGM.
I'm going to ask the chair of the parish to talk to you in a moment.
And they would not listen to us.
And there was rudeness at that
asked
meeting
all
as
the
well.
questions.
The AGM was again a very assertive,
We were treated appallingly.
aggressive. It's frustrating. I appreciate it, but
The only
We had-
aggressive
sorry.
person there was Bill that shouted
Bill
people down,
Lidgate
no
shouting
disrespect.
from the back.
Calling other people
And they
down.
closed the meeting early.
I'm trying to
We
keep
weren't
this
allowed- I know.
positive. I've said I
this is
appreciate
positive.
everybody's frustration.
Yes, but it is.
We've got to find a
No,
way
it's not
to move
actually
past. We've got to
frustration.
find a way to move past this impasse
Agreed.
and make decisions
Yeah.
that we're involved in.
So what's wrong with the proposal of you put it on hold for 3 months to give us all the chance to understand what your business plan is and come up with some suggestions that the community would like to see happen, There's no rush. You've got your offices till December 2018. You know, fewer was the office, the physical police station, the house that you're there now.
You're talking to the
No, I'm talking to our friends from the council by the side of you, sorry. So you've got, excuse me.
Can you report this back to your other councillors that all of the people gathered here would like to have this conversation with, to have
You never know, we might come up with something that everybody loves. Can we have an answer?
I've got a suggestion for you. I got a suggestion.
Chairman of the Parish Council just said she'd give us an answer.
I got a suggestion for you. Why don't we ask South Bucks to buy it?
Why?
I'm trying to help you here.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one question, please? Would you mind?
Oh, no chairman, but carry on.
Thank you. Mrs. Matthews, you might not recognise my face because sorry, I'll speak up. You might not recognise my face because the last time you saw me, you turned your back on me when I asked you 3 very simple questions. You did. And you closed the meeting early.
Now, look, I've said this isn't personal.
No, it's not personal.
So
I've got a question.
Okay, well, ask the question then.
The word secrecy has been bandied around an awful lot. Could you please tell us what the valuation for that plot is? We know you paid 750,000, or you want to pay 750,000. You've offered 750,000. 3 respected bodies have all said it is way above market value. Could you tell us what your own surveyor's valuation of that site was? Thank you.
Our surveyors indicated that it was valued at around about £700,000 for a community facility. The valuation for a commercial property was in the region of £1.3 million.
Wendy, will you answer the question?
So it really sounds like a better deal, doesn't it? If you told us about it.
Wendy, can we have an answer to the initial question before we got sidetracked? Will you give us
Can we put a hold on it?
The time for people to have their say was during the consultation.
What consultation? Please listen.
The one point I'm going to raise, and I'm going to be brief, 19.6% 3 years ago, 0%, 9.5, 9.5. We're almost up to South Bucks District Council on our rates. Councillors do a good job, they're volunteers, but we haven't had many elected recently. There's a lot co-opted, and I'll be up front, I have been asked once to be co-opted, and I've approached another time. At the moment, I think we need to sit down and have a proper election in the near future, and we all need to come forward, because to be honest, people are only co-opted because no one's bothering. The one thing about the police station needs to be clear. The police presence is changing. The politics of policing has changed. The politics of policing changed when they went to borough-based boundaries around local election authorities. Because back in the 70s, Iver was policed from Slough and from Langley. Because it's now in political boundaries, it comes under South Bucks District Council, and their HQ is in Amersham, and that's why it's all changing. It's got a lot of things are changing in policing, but around the police station purchase, the only thing that is getting my goat at the moment, we have got a loan on the pavilion, which I'm happy with. We're going to get another loan. I can't understand why we need another bloody hall in this village when there's loads of halls underutilised. The village hall, the pavilions, a lot of other places. Give me a business plan that tells me how you're going to buy yourself an office and recoup the money. Because I could give you one now. Move into the police station and sell the bloody house and get some money back. But we're not being told this. And at the moment, I am not happy committing myself and my money to increase rates and another loan. Straight up.
What do you want? Which question do you want me to ask her? I mean, the business plan for the whole site will depend, as we have said in our many statements. will depend on what people want to see on the site. If they want it used as a commercial property, then that's perfectly possible. We can sell off part of it, we can sell off the house, we can sell off the land.
But Wendy, you're just saying there, very, very quickly, you're doing something, and then you're going to buy it, you're going to commit to a £500,000 loan, then you're going to put a business plan together. It's back to front.
It's not
Whichever
because
way
we
you
are
look
a
at it.
local authority. A local authority is required to deliver what its residents want. That's what they wanted.
Right, but you're not. 201 people have said they want it. No, sorry.
We want to deliver what people want in terms of a community asset. When we were trying to buy the bull, when people were trying to buy the bull, people were very happy to support that as a community facility. We are trying to deliver a community facility for everybody in Iver. We need to have facilities where people can go, where we have a community library, where we have a community facility where people can learn.
3 years ago.
Yes, and there's a group of people who want to have it replaced. They want a new library.
Yes, what about the village school?
A little bit. Just to come back on your consultation, I didn't think you walked in after this one, but 201 surveys were returned. That's out of a population of 10,000. That's 2%. And out of that, 79% said they wanted it. Well, we've got more people on our petition, and we've got more people that have signed up in local shops than that. So democracy should be listened to. What we want you to do is pause. Please just pause, stop, put your foot on the ball, let's talk about it, and let's get creative about what we can do to improve things. You know, it's just simple. You serve us as a community. We're grateful for the time you give us. We want to help make better decisions and be heard, not have lip service, because it won't end here. Now, can I, look, I think I'm getting thirsty for a start, I could do with a drink, but also, this wasn't all about us being angry. It's how do we take it forward. So we can't be angry forever. So what can we do? Can we trust the parish council to change and to listen to us? I'm not sure, because I still haven't had an answer yet. We've come together, we have to come together as a formal recognised body to actually communicate, to represent all the residents and businesses of Iver, Heath, Iver Village, Richings Park, the Ivers, become an independent voice for and listen to the needs of the residents and the businesses of the ward. And we need to complement, that's the key word, the work that Iver Parish Council is doing to spend our money more effectively on things that the residents, your customers, basically value and want to happen. You know, we need to, it's horrible. We wondered if we were going to get 10 people tonight, but I think the strength of the feeling is quite there, it's out there for everybody to see. You must agree. In very simple terms, you know, if we don't see evidence of you listening and doing things that the community want, you know, we need to help you with that communication. You need to embrace some of the channels that are out there to help that communication. You seem to be making unilaterally poor decisions because we probably don't know all of the information. On what we know and what we've gleaned, they seem really poor decisions. You don't seem to be spending our money where it's needed. You know, it's a principle. So we'd like an association that's going to act as a conduit between the residents and the parish council. Escalate any issues of non-compliance or mistrust to district and county, because there is a process for that. And help construct a plan of improvement in many areas. How does that sound to everybody in the room? Should we do that? So let's give the residents and the businesses a voice. Let's have a say on our villages. We're nearly ready to go with the Ivers Associated Communities. It's a bit of a mouthful, but some of the other names we wanted are already gone. So I'm going to close it now because I think we've all said quite a lot. But before you go, can you please see one of the guys that introduced themselves earlier and give us all your contact details, and what we promised to do is take it forward. We've got a constitution ready, we've got a mission statement which we need to talk to you about. So we actually end up with a body that we can go and speak to our parish councillors on with a voice of what these villages need and want, and how we spend our money. Thanks for coming.
Murray, can I just ask you to ask that one question again? And wait for an answer from Wendy.
Yeah.
Will they put that decision on hold?
Did you hear?
They can't answer that, can they?
Why not?
Because there's only two of them here.
Right, is there an intention to do that then?
No.
We can discuss it amongst the council, but unfortunately the decision was taken by a proper legal process, so we would have to investigate whether we can undo that or not.
But will you look into that?